Hey guys, thanks for joining today. We're going live. And if you could, just let me know if you're able to hear me and see me so I don't have to think about it and wonder if it's working. I would really appreciate that. Make sure we got the right audio. Looks like we do. So I always try checking myself, but it is good confirmation from you guys. Awesome. Thanks, Jan. Appreciate it. Jan is watching over there on YouTube Live. Okay, so I can rest easy. I don't have to worry that I'm talking to myself. Okay, so you might recall that we were using primarily these three pencils last time. And I just want to kind of look around and see. Ah, cool. Hey, Lisa. Thanks for joining. I appreciate it. Very, very cool. So nice to see you here. And yeah, so we were using these three pencils. And so these are the Luminance pencils. And so, I'm almost done, right? So I don't have a whole lot left to go. But I started looking at it. The orientation that I have on this study is a little bit different than what I was doing over there on, the orientation that you're seeing over there on the reference. So I've got it tilted a little bit differently. And just by way of reminder, we're streaming live both on YouTube and on Facebook. So if one of the streams starts to mess up on you, then just hit the other one up, okay? And that may work better. So right now, I want to look around and I want to just see if, there's something that I need to do, something I can do to wrap this up. And one thing I was thinking about doing is using this pink white by Luminance, going back in here, and we may do that. We could, add our dark value up here next to the orbital structure right there. That's an option. I'm probably not going to do that. Probably just want to focus right in here for this particular study. So I think that I probably will go ahead and add that white. So it might be a little difficult to see only because, and notice the differences only because I'm using a warm white surface. This crescent board is a warm white. So I'm going to sharpen this pencil. Looks like I need to move my camera over a little bit. I'm getting outside of the frame just a little. There we go. That might be better. Scoot that over. Okay. All right. So I am creating more of a curve over here on this edge for the nose. And actually, when I'm looking at that, now that I'm looking at it more, I think what I'll do is remove some of that contour that I've created with that light flesh color that I put in there. Always forget the names of these pencils. Yeah, so that is light flesh 10% that I put down over here. I mean, that's a lot of what I put down over there. So, thanks, Cheryl. Good to see you out here. And others who may have joined, appreciate you guys being here. Rosina, thanks for joining us over there on Facebook Live as well. So I'm going to tap some of this back. There we go. And took a little more off than what I wanted. Put a little more back on there. Okay. So I'm hoping also that this pencil will help to blend. Hey, Melanie, how are you? Melanie is over on YouTube Live. So I don't want to press extremely hard, but I want it, I want it to be hard enough that it's going to adhere to the paper. So any questions at all, just type those in the chat. Be more than happy to chat with you. I'm so excited about something. I want to talk about it because it's just exciting. But I opened up a brand new option. And I don't know if Lisa Ann Watkins is still here, but we didn't have it available when I did the podcast with her. But there's a brand new option now to buy a backstage pass to the podcast. And I'm just so excited about that. So, and we're going to be offering a discount to that for those that are in Member Circle over there in Monthly Sharpener. So I'm so excited about that. I'm always looking for perks and things that I can give to those of you that are inside Member Circle. Yeah, so what that cool. Lisa, you're still here. Good deal. Well, yeah, what I was just mentioning though is, with this backstage pass, what it means is like if I was interviewing Lisa, then you could essentially be like a fly on the wall and listen in while we are recording the podcast. And then I would open it up. This is what's going to happen on the next one that I record, which is taking place on this Thursday. So what happens though is it gives you an option to ask questions, So I'll open it up and I'll say, okay, now we'll take questions from those who are in the audience here in the backstage, and then we'll I'll look at the questions that you have. We're going to do that, so I'm excited about it. It's something I've thought about doing for a long time, and just wasn't sure about a lot of the logistical things. And now I've got an easier way of doing it. So we'll see how it goes. Haven't done it yet. We're going to do it on Thursday. So I like the way this is adhering to the surface, and it is helping to soften that edge over here where I've got that gradation of that pencil color coming from around that edge over here. Now, to me, it looks like it's brighter way up here. So I might want to add a little bit of white right up there. So this is doing two things. It's creating that soft edge over here, that diffused edge. So we have a nice form edge, form shadow. The value isn't just abruptly changing or ending. The second thing that it's doing is it is helping to blend some of those marks that may not look like they're blended very much. So some of the pencil strokes that that may be showing, just getting rid of those. And sometimes that adds a nice effect to the drawing, makes it look a little more representational and less like a drawing. So it's a nice thing sometimes to be able to portray. And that's a style that often I think a lot of colored pencil artists prefer. Um, so it's nice to be able to do that too. Okay, I'm going to use it up here. Just blend out some of these areas that have more of a textural look to them because of the grain of the paper. Sharpen that up again. Lisa's talking about going off and video editing. Yeah, I feel like I did that all weekend um, between some videos that I'm editing and doing voiceover on, and then the podcast also, the video podcast, and for this one that just got released today, where Barb and I are talking about our individual um, processes to creating art. So very different. Both of us have a different approach. So that was a lot of fun to do. But I'm working on putting the chapters now. I've got to that point where I'm putting the chapters in there on the video before I post that over there in Members Circle, so that you can step through there and just go to the parts you want. Okay, let's take a look at this. I love looking at it on screen, just seeing what that's looking like. To me, it almost seems like now, I think I'm going to use this Herculaneum red down here in this shadow. I think that might help that shadow to look less grainy. Well, Jan, you got those new pencils. I don't know if you had time to play around with them yet or test them yet. It's so exciting when you first get them, in my opinion. It's just like, oh my goodness. Feel like it's feel like it's your birthday. You just get the best gift ever. It's hard to put them down, and once you start testing with them as well, it's just so fun. Oh, they were on back order. That is right. You got other things from Blick. That's right. You're still waiting on them. Oh, that's too bad. That's always a um, kind of a I don't know. I don't like that feeling of waiting on the pencils. Yeah, but that anticipation, it's still kind of fun in some ways. But it's like, oh my goodness, when are they going to get here? All right, I'm gonna put a little more of this Herculaneum red right there at the edge of where the dark shadow is, and the lighter shadow right here in the mid-range area. And right over here. Okay. Come back in here. All right. Now I could sneak in a little bit of a backlit area right there. I don't want it to be too bright. It'll look kind of weird if it's too bright. It can start to make it look like I don't know where the darks and the lights are if I do too much over there. And it doesn't take much at all. And I don't have to even use some of the lighter pencils to do that. I can use a mid-range value pencil inside a dark shadow, and I can still achieve the same thing. Now I can punch this up just a little bit by adding a darker value in the darkest spots right underneath the nose. That way we have a clear separation, very, very clear in the darks and the lights. So clear separation in values, which helps the form to stand out just a little bit more when we do that. Okay. Now I can make this just a little bit darker up here. And I'll add just a little tiny bit right back here. Not much. We'll go back over that with red. Okay. There's a little tiny bit of backlight right over here. This backlit area right inside this shadow right here, in my opinion. And I can make that slightly lighter, not a lot. There we go. So we've got a shadow inside a shadow, cast shadow inside a cast shadow over here that we could depict if we wanted to. For a study, I don't know that that's all that necessary. Sometimes I think it's pretty effective to just leave something like that on its own, just to create a soft diffused shadow away from whatever the form is that's casting it. And in this case, it's the nose. So I think it can be just as effective if we do that. So if you've not checked out the podcast today, Barb Sotiropoulos and I are talking about our individual approaches. Thanks to someone over in Member Circle for that particular show idea. And I believe it was Dean who had that show idea. And I don't remember exactly, but I thought it was a great idea to talk about our different approaches, because we both have a different approach to the creation process. Hope that's in focus enough. Let me zoom in just a little bit here. Getting close here to the end. And actually, I do want to just kind of look around and see if there's anything else that I can do to enhance what we've got on here. I could press a little bit harder up here to get a more saturated look. Okay. Could add a little bit more of this red and just tint a little bit of that nose over here, especially on that edge. And I'm going to add just a little bit of white. Yeah, Rosina. So I'm using Herculaneum red. I'm using this other red. I can't read it right now. Something carmine, 580, anthracnone, I believe. Is that right? I don't know. Sometimes luminance seemingly makes up words. The script is so tiny. I'm not going to try to attempt that. And then pink white is 581. And we've got light flesh 10% is 542. So hopefully you can see those. Does that help? And then I used a very dark pencil, which is 639, and it's Dark Indigo by Luminance. Okay, I'm using a little bit of white here by Pablo, and it's just called white. I'm going to add just a little bit of this in just a couple of places just to grab a little bit of a highlight right in there. Rosina, did that make sense? Do you have those new pencils by Luminance? That's what you'll want to look for if you're looking them up online. Is the new Luminance colors that came out in 2020. I can press a lot harder with this Pablo white. Well, thank you, Orpheus, over there on YouTube Live. Appreciate it. Oh, Jan, that's good news. Yeah. So, Rosina, you're saying you have the older pencils, not the new colors, and that's fine. You don't need the new colors in order to, you know, do this or any drawing. They're nice. I like them, but I got along for several years, without having those pencils. So you guys may or may not know that Derwent came out with a brand new colored pencil line. I'm not going to say anything about them right now, but I will soon. I have used them, and but I will be talking about them soon, but not at this moment. But I'm excited to talk to you about them. Okay, let me remove some of that debris right there. There we go. All right. Recently, I heard somebody say something about how you should never use white to burnish your pencil, to burnish your drawing, and you should never use white to go over your pencil layers that you put down, or and things like that. And like, and the question posed to me was, do you agree with that? I hardly ever agree with any position on drawing or anything. Usually, if someone says never or always, using those absolute terms, you know what I mean? So, and I am using white right now to essentially burnish. Works quite well. Yeah, I would just, for me, I'm always just leery of those kind of statements. Someone says you never should do this, or you can't ever do that. Makes me want to go do that very thing, typically, for whatever reason. That's just, psychology has a name for that reaction. I believe it's called reactance. When you're told no, don't do that. I heard that yellow instead of white, light yellow. Rosina is saying. There's so many factors that would depend on whether or not you can say do this or don't do that, right? And It's hard to, I think, give absolutes like that and say, don't do this, don't do that. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay, I'm going to use, let's see here. This is Carmine Lake, luminance 575. Just a couple of areas, and then we're going to call it done. Even though we could keep working on it, right? That's always the case. It's hard to stop once you begin. At some point, though, it's best just to stop. You get to a point where you can have diminishing returns, right, on whatever it is you're drawing and working on. Okay. I've got a self-portrait that I'm going to start working on, and I may start that tonight. Probably will. I'm not real sure about the time yet when I might start that, but probably will start it tonight. Could show you guys a sneak peek of that if you wanna look at it. Take a quick look at it. I'm excited to start on it, and I'm working on it on using pastel mat for it. All right, I think I'm going to call this one done. Might blend this part just a little bit right there. Right there. There we go. Yeah. But yeah, if you guys want to see it, I will grab it real quick. It's a self-portrait. I started it quite a while ago, and I put it away because I got too busy on courses and things like that. And but I think I'm going to bring it back out and start working on it again. All right. Well, Jan, that was enough for me to share it. Jan said you have to share it, so here we go. So my daughters picked that pose, so don't blame me for that one. But anyway, I think it'll be fun. Yeah. So there's a start to it, and this one's pretty large for me. It's I draw pretty small by some comparisons. So let's see what this is. This is about 16 inches by 12. Yeah. So I'm excited about it. I mounted the pastel mat on a board, and I'm excited about that too, because just having a surface that I can work on, and it's a little stiffer than what I'm typically working on, so it's exciting. That little part right there is bothering me. Okay, I think I'm gonna call it a morning here with this drawing, and I'm gonna call this drawing done as well. I'm gonna say this is done now. So, oh hey Somia, Somia's joining us over there on Facebook Live. So I she's asking how I mounted it. I mounted it using so there's a couple of ways that you could do that. There are double matted sheets that you could use, or not matted, I guess, but it's like sticky tape. You could use that. I didn't use that. You could also use Yes Paste. Yes Paste. It's YES paste with an exclamation mark, I believe, and that is archival. So it's kind of like Elmer's glue, but not quite. But you could use that and then allow it to dry. I didn't do that either. What I did do is I used some adhesive. That it's a dry adhesive, and it comes in a sheet and rolled up sheet, and you unroll it, put it down on your board and your either one, I guess. But I put it on my board after I pre-cut the board. I removed the adhesive protector, the little protected sheet from it, and then it exposed that adhesive layer, and then I laid down, and then I put down the and pressed the pastel mat on top of that. I should probably do a video on that at some point, I guess. I'm not sure if that made sense or not, but it might be a little difficult to visualize is my point. So, but you can think of it like sort of like double-sided sticky tape, double-sided tape, I guess. And but it has a protected layer of a sheet on it, so that you can work with it, right? And so anyway, that's what I used. It's quicker to use that, and I like doing it. You don't have to wait, on anything to dry. So does that make sense? Hopefully. All right, I'm going to go ahead and stop the stream. Thanks for joining, guys. Appreciate it. It was a lot of fun. This was a lot of fun doing this study with you. And if you guys did the study with me, and if you're not sure about how to do that, it's over there on my website, the high-res copy of this. If you go to sharpenedartist.com/live streams, then you can find it there. And you can download it and draw this particular nose. So it'll be up for a little while. It'll come down soon, though. But with my self-portrait, I'm probably just going to do that one myself, and probably stream that one in the evenings. And then next week, we'll have another project that we'll do here. So, all right. Yeah, thank you. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. And we'll talk to you next time. See ya. Have a great day. Bye-bye.